Welcome back, Ram fans. Today I am joined with Ciera Pritchard, the setter for the CSU volleyball team. And before we get started with some questions, I just wanted to thank you so much, Ciera, for joining us here tonight.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, of course. So to first start out, let's just jump right into it. How did you get into your volleyball career, and how did you get where you are now?
It started when I was probably around 8 years old. My older sister, who is 8 years older than me, she was playing high school volleyball, and I went to a camp, and I was actually really bad at it. My family thought that I wasn't going to be the athletic kid in the family at all, and I had the worst time playing volleyball. I really didn't like it at first, but you know, the next camp that I went to, I started to get more into it, and eventually my parents asked me if I wanted to try out for a club team, and so I played club, and I was also the worst person on that team, but I got voted most improved that season, and then eventually I started becoming like one of the more key players on my teams as I developed, and I started out in various positions. I started out being a middle, then an outside, and then just a right side, and now I'm a setter, which is a totally different position than I started out with, like completely different. And I just think it's really cool that I went from the bottom and came all the way up to where I am now, being one of the top 3 setters in the conference, and being conference champions this season. So
yeah, that's really, really great. I feel like that's really inspiring to a lot of young girls out there who are looking at this, like, even if you don't start great, you can end great.
Totally. And like at camps, I will even tell little girls who are at camp who are struggling, I'll be like, hey, I used to be you. Trust me,
yeah.
It can get better.
Yeah, that's such a great message. Yeah, so you've been on the team for a couple years now. What's your favorite memory as a Ram?
Oh gosh, it probably has to be this last season. We went to a 5-set thriller with Oregon State at the Orange Out, and it was just amazing. The energy, the fans, being a female athlete playing in front of that many fans is really uncommon, especially in the U.S. And so having that opportunity to play in front of that many Ram fans was so cool. And then on top of that, it was a 5-set thriller. It was back and forth. Like, everybody is just exhausted. And, even the last set was like 13-15 or 16-18, something like that. The score was so close. And we came out on top, and that was just amazing.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a big moment, and I felt like that really pushed you guys in a great direction.
It changed our trajectory for the season, and I think that was a pivotal moment leading us to the conference championship.
Yeah, that's really, really great. And so, I got the opportunity to cover a decent amount of volleyball games, and I've noticed that you like to take charge calling plays during games and calling the offense. Do you feel like you're a leader on the team?
Oh, 100%. As a setter, you are the offensive coordinator. You are the quarterback of the volleyball team. And so my job is to make sure everybody knows where they have to be. We'll get players who come in who maybe aren't used to a position they're in, or are fresh off the bench. They need to know where to go. And I'm like, okay, you stand here, you stand there, and you're going to hit this, and you're going to hit that. And I call those plays based off of, A, what my coaches have told me, B, what I see on the other side of the court, who's blocking against who, what matchups are good. We've got a really tall outside against a really short blocker. Let's key on that. And so as a setter, you have to really be able to notice all these things and notice them in real time as well. Like during a play, be able to use your peripheral vision to see what's going on the other side of the court and put the ball in the right spot.
Yeah, so is that, basic, when I was watching early in the season, I would see you would pull out your shirt, and then you would make signs? Is that you calling the plays?
Yeah, that's calling the plays. So each player has a set of different hand symbols that apply to their position, and so I can give them that hand symbol, and that will tell them what I'm going to set them in this next play. And then we also use audible signaling, in a play, the other team sending the ball over. I can't, flash a little sign to them, so I have to listen for my teammates to call for it, or sometimes they'll forget to call for it, and I have to be able to use my peripheral vision and see where they are as well.
Yeah, no, it's very impressive, and obviously it paid off. You were always, way high in the assist category.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was very, very impressive. And so defensive players, Alyssa and Alexa have graduated or are graduating this semester. How do you feel about the team filling those positions?
So this last season, we actually had 6 players in that position, and having those 2 graduate, we have several players who I believe are all fighting for the ability to fight for those spots. The thing about those positions is that, I'm the offensive coordinator, they're the defensive coordinators. And so I work really well with whoever is running the defense. And that's kind of our role, is that they coordinate where everyone stands for when the other team is attacking the ball, and I coordinate where everyone goes when we are attacking the ball. And so filling those spots, they are big shoes to fill, because those players are both really amazing players. But we also have really amazing players on our team right now who can step into those shoes.
That's really great to know. I mean, yeah, I definitely saw, like, from an outside view, I felt like you guys had a really deep team, and that's something that I think that, us as Ram fans are really excited to see.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what legacy do you want to leave behind here at CSU?
That is a really great question. And I think that the big one is being a strong and confident woman who can stand up for the right things. So not only standing up for myself as a female athlete and being able to, be an example for younger athletes that, hey, you can be a strong and powerful woman, but also being able to stand up for myself, like when, things might not be going well on the court, that I can, lead a team and be able to be strong and powerful and push us all in the right direction when things aren't going well.
Yeah. Because this next season, this is like your senior season, right?
Actually, no.
Oh.
So this is my senior year of undergrad, but because of COVID, and I redshirted before COVID, I have 2 more years of eligibility. So I'm actually going to be doing a 2-year master's, and I'm going to be here for 6 years total. So I'm going to be here for a while. I'm going to be a grandma on the team. And so I'll be 24 by the time my senior season rolls around.
You hear that, Ram fans? She's going to be here for 2 more years. That's great news to hear. Yeah, well, we wanted to thank you, Ciera, for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down with us. We really, really appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Well, Rams, that's all the time we have for you tonight for our first Laced Up show of the semester. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night at 7 for a look into how the Mountain West race is heating up in men's hoops. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great night.